They never understood me, and I never asked them to. That is the first thing you must accept. Not everyone is meant to understand your vision. Most people were not built to carry what you carry. Most people were not forged in the kind of fire that reshapes a man completely. And that is not cruelty. That is simply the truth. The world has never made room for those who see too clearly. It fears them. It rejects them. It calls their clarity arrogance, their power dangerous, their solitude strange. Let them call it what they want. You answer to something higher than their opinion. From the moment you were born, they fed you a story. They told you that if you were kind enough, patient enough, humble enough, the world would reward you. They called it peace. They called it balance. It was a lie. Not because peace is impossible, but because the peace they sold you was built on submission, on lowering yourself, on making yourself small enough to fit into a world that was never designed for people like you. You have spent years trying to earn a place in rooms that were never meant to hold your presence. You have dimmed your fire so others wouldn't feel the heat. You have swallowed your words so others wouldn't feel the weight of them. And what did it give you? Acceptance? No. Comfort? Briefly. Peace? Never. Because real peace, the kind that lasts, does not come from making yourself smaller. It comes from becoming so complete, so absolute in who you are, that the world has no choice but to adjust to you. True peace is not the absence of conflict. It is the presence of something so powerful that conflict no longer dares to reach it. Stop chasing the peace they promised you. Build the kind that cannot be taken. I am not going to tell you that love is weakness. That would be too simple, too cheap. I will tell you something harder. The people you love most, the ones you would burn the world for, they are also the ones who hold the sharpest blade to your potential. Not because they mean to, but because love, in its most natural form, wants you to stay. Wants you close, wants you safe, and greatness does not live in safe. Every time you have held yourself back, not from fear, not from doubt, but from not wanting to outgrow the people around you, that was the most dangerous kind of sacrifice. The kind you make quietly, the kind nobody sees, the kind that hollows you out slowly, year by year, until one day you look up and realize you have spent your entire life being careful not to become too much. Too much for whom? The people who are meant to be in your life, at the highest level of your becoming, will not ask you to shrink. They will not flinch at what you're becoming. They will rise with you, or they will fall behind, and both of those outcomes are acceptable. What is not acceptable is you, standing still, waiting for people who were never meant to reach where you're going. Cut the weight, not with cruelty, with clarity. The loneliest men in history were not lonely because no one loved them. They were lonely because very few people could see what they saw. People talk about power like it is something you go out and find, like it is buried somewhere, and the right man will discover it. They are wrong. Power is not discovered, it is revealed. It was always inside you. The only question is whether you have done the work, endured the suffering, survived the isolation long enough for it to surface. Most men will never know their true power, not because they were born without it, but because the moment the process of revealing it became painful, they stopped. They chose comfort. They chose familiarity. They chose the version of themselves that was acceptable to the people around them. And those men will live and die, never knowing what they could have been. Do not be those men. The process of becoming something extraordinary is not loud. It does not announce itself. It is years of silence, years of rejection, years of moving forward in a direction that nobody around you can see the point of, until suddenly, one day, they can see nothing else. That day is coming, but it only comes for the ones who do not quit before it arrives. You want power? Stop asking for permission to pursue it. Stop explaining yourself to people who have already decided what you're capable of. Stop measuring your progress against the pace of people who are not going where you're going. Become something so undeniable that explanation becomes unnecessary. They will call your dream madness. They will say it is too large, too dangerous, too far from what is realistic. They will use words like impossible and delusional, and they will say them with such confidence that for a moment, just a moment, you will almost believe them. Don't. Every vision that ever changed the world was called madness before it was called genius. Every man who ever built something that lasted was first dismissed by the very people who later claimed to have believed in him all along. The size of your dream is not the problem. The problem is that most people have spent so long making their dreams small enough to survive, in that they cannot look at something large without feeling threatened by it. Your vision makes them uncomfortable. Good. Discomfort is the first signal that something real is happening. I am not telling you your dream is perfect. I am not telling you the path is right. What I am telling you is this: a man without a vision large enough to frighten him is not really living. He is just occupying time, and time, unlike power, cannot be reclaimed. Guard your vision like it is the last living thing in a world that wants everything dead. Because in a world that rewards mediocrity and punishes ambition, holding on to something that large, that real, that yours, that is the most radical act a man can commit. The dream they called madness is the only thing worth building your entire life around. There will come a point, if you pursue this path far enough, where you will look around and realize that almost no one has kept pace with you. The people who started with you are living different lives now. The friends who felt permanent turned out to be seasonal. The version of the world you once fit into no longer has a place for what you've become, and it will feel like loss for a while. But I need you to hear this. That feeling, that ache of standing somewhere no one else has reached, is not loneliness. Loneliness is wanting company and finding none. What you are feeling is something different. It is the specific weight of a man who has traveled further than the people who love him. It is altitude, and altitude is not a punishment. It is the evidence of how far you climbed. The greatest men who ever lived did not live surrounded by people who fully understood them. They lived surrounded by people who respected what they couldn't fully understand. There is a difference, and learning to be at peace with that difference, that is perhaps the hardest and most necessary lesson on this entire path. You are not broken because you stand alone. You are not cold because you have stopped pretending. You are not dangerous because you see the world as it truly is, rather than as people wish it were. You are simply, finally, becoming the full version of yourself. And that version does not need the world to approve of it. It only needs the courage to exist, completely, without apology, without permission, without end. They will not understand you today. Perhaps they never will. It doesn't matter. History does not remember the ones who were understood. It remembers the ones who were unstoppable. Be unstoppable. The world was never built for men like us, so we build our own.